But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door.
Good morning, Katie. It is Thursday, June the 9th. And I disagree with pretty much everything you said in your last video. In the end, books are just books, and way more people should be reading than actually are. Since when did we start categorizing books into literature, i.e. good, and smart people don't read these books, i.e. brain crack? While some books may be easier to read than others, I don't think this actually qualifies books into being good or bad. Books are just books. So what determines brain crack, as you so nicely put it? While one book may be easier to read than another, I don't think it qualifies it for something other than a book. Take, for example, a book that you mentioned in your video, The Hunger Games. It was great, and it was really easy to read. It made me think, and I definitely think it was a good book and worth everyone reading. I would put that book up there with Crime and Punishment, which is much harder to read. But they're both really great books. I would argue that books are books. If you're reading, then you're thinking. In general, reading just stimulates your imagination. Books ask you questions, and you must decide the answer for yourself. Take, for example, Something Borrowed by Emily Giffin. P.S. I didn't say that I didn't like Emily Giffin. I'm just not sure about her because I'm not sure about the morals she's teaching in her books. But she's a really good author. You claim that her book would be qualified under brain crack. I would argue that this book is extremely well written. But it also made me think, what would I do if I was in love with my best friend's significant other? Would I pursue it, or would I just ignore it and hope I got over him? Books that make you think, question your ideologies, and re-examine your world are literature. Really, in the end, if you like a book, then it's good. It is literature. Books aren't necessarily meant to be read critically or torn apart. Books, first and foremost, are meant to be enjoyed. The great thing about good authors is that their books they're full of metaphors and symbols, and they have a meaning to the book. That, to me, is the sign of a great book. If somebody likes it enough to recommend it to their friend, likes it enough to read again, likes it enough to sit back and think, what was that book telling me? Then it's a good book, and therefore I would qualify it as literature. Take, for example, Paper Towns. Now, not too many people are going to say, this book is great literature, and perfectly honest, while John Green may be a great author, he probably won't be read 150 years from now. But his book was great. It made me think, it made me wonder about how I see people and how others see me, and if either of those are ever really true. But in the end, it's just a young adult novel. People love it, and people pass it on to their friends like I pass it on to you, and therefore will qualify as literature. Katie, I'll see you soon.